Well, hi guys, it's Saturday morning. Actually, everyone around me is probably asleep. I think they're all still upstairs. So we're going to go ahead and just jump straight on into this. You've probably already known this because you've looked at the title for this video, whatever title I'm going to give it. I'm not very good at doing clickbait titles, but maybe we can come up with one here. So this is Hit the Ice, the arcade version. So we're going to go ahead and play this. I've never played this game before, so I don't know the controls. I don't know what I'm doing. So this should be fun. Oh, I see. It's waiting for everybody else to potentially join. That's what's going on. So this is somewhat similar to the setup for Arch Rivals, which is a game I reviewed over on my One credit to buy. You can buy a power drink. Great. I was reading somebody was saying that's a scam. Anyway, this is kind of similar to Arch Rivals, which is a game that I reviewed over on the basketball channel a while ago, though I can tell you already that this game has much better graphics. That's skating? Okay, yeah. All right, so this is definitely interesting stuff. Am I controlling my goalie as well? I think I am. There's something I'm doing sort of wrong when it comes to shooting. I keep, I think I'm faking shots or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it is I'm doing. One of the problems you run into with a lot of these games is that I'm using a control pad instead of using whatever it was that it originally had, so that might be a part of the issue. The other problem is that we're not playing defense at all. So I think that I am in control of my goalie somehow. Anyway, this is definitely something. This is certainly a lot different than the NHL series. I'm not sure what year this game came out. That's, I think, the biggest sort of question that I have about it. So I know that Arch Rivals came out in, what, like 1989, I think? Oh man, what a shot is right. So far so good. I'm not sure again exactly what the controls are. How many how many buttons I have? I know that there are 2 buttons that I have to choose from at least. There we go. So you push pass here, the face off, and that gets you to at least try for it. Yeah, this is your classic sort of Midway arcade, like, bizarre experience. Oh, we have to put in more money. So it doesn't even give you a full period for your quarter. You only get like half of a period. So anyway, I'm assuming that there are ways to go into the game's the machine settings to change that or whatever. So you could probably make it so that a quarter goes a little bit longer. There we go. But yeah, that's more of that sort of classic, you know, Williams, Midway, whatever stuff. Love the fight after the goal. So I must say that this is quite realistic, right? I'll never get over the fact that these guys they're not skating, they're walking. They're walking. This reminds me of being outside. I just came back from the gym, which you could probably smell. Anyway, I'll tell you, here outside, it's kind of unusual for Northern Virginia. We have not just ice and snow out there, but the ice and snow mix feels like concrete. So, like when I park the car in the driveway, I'm parking on top of this like huge layer of ice. It makes it a little bit hard to, you know, like get the car up on it. We were able to do it. I was able to do it, you know, in the end, but you have to kind of like push really, really hard to get your car up on the stuff. But the nice thing is that the ice is pretty solid, so it's going to be there for a while. They're talking about we're supposed to have another cold spell beginning today, probably overnight, and this ice is probably going to be there, and snow will probably be there until like March, which again is really, really unusual for this area. Usually we'll have like, you know, maybe a little bit of snow, and we'll have basically generally like nice conditions in winter, maybe like in the 40s Fahrenheit or something like that. Not this year. Oh wow, so a single quarter doesn't even give me a single period of play. Anyway, those of you who are familiar with this game are probably cringing watching me try to figure out the controls and try to, you know, figure out how to play. This is an interesting game, to say the least. The other games, I was tempted this morning originally to go and play Stick Hunter, which is a game over on the Famicom that was never released here. I think we'll probably do that, not tomorrow, but the day after. We'll probably go back and play some Stick Hunter and see what's going on with that. I should probably actually spend time reading some of this, huh? Holy cow, we had 31 shots in the first period.
Here's the face-off. What a save!
Yeah, so just like Arch Rivals, you have people like throwing like food and stuff out onto the ice. In Arch Rivals, they throw like soda pop bottles and stuff onto the court. So that's classic Midway. You can definitely see the inspiration. There we go. That's a little bit more like it. Here's a little bit of your Mortal Kombat for today.
Here's the face-off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. It's not like this game has a whole bunch of like really good hockey action. It's kind of like barely a hockey game, I guess. Anyway, it's interesting. This definitely was unique for its time. It sure isn't Blades of Steel, I'll tell you that. Good stuff. I thought that I was going to get the puck there in the end, and it just didn't happen. And so you have to put in a coin again. This game is designed to eat your money as fast as humanly possible. So, you know, one of the nice things about games like NBA Jam, I haven't played Open Ice 2 and 2 Challenge yet, which I assume is at least somewhat based on this. One of the things I'll tell you, though, is one of the nice things about NBA Jam is that you can play like an entire quarter unimpeded on a single quarter or 2 quarters, depending on the machine. Right? You're not being asked to give it money every like 2 minutes, you know. Bro, get the puck. There we go. Good job. You bum. I don't know. It's still not quite as meme-worthy though as the Blades of Steel arcade game with the you are brain damage. Although breaking the glass is actually pretty cool. So I was reading somewhere where they were saying that this game was originally supposed to be released on the NES, but they apparently didn't do it. They did come out with a Super NES port. But I'm guessing that sort of tells you how late this was, if it's so late in the life of the NES that they decided not to do it. So like Arch Rivals was on the Genesis, but it was also on the NES. NES version's like alright. I'm trying to remember stuff about that game. It's been a little while since I played it. But yeah, this is basically Hockey Arch Rivals. There's a lot of things that are really similar. We have like players who have different personalities, and everybody has, you know, exaggerated like faces and stuff. You bum. There we go. So I don't know if it's like, I feel if I push the button twice or something like that, then, you know. Hey, that's more like it. You're the best. You're the best. I want to do that again. But I thought I scored 5 goals, not 3. Whatever.
Hit the eye.
You're the best.
There we go. All right, good stuff. So, oh, geez. Well, now we're behind again. That wasn't good. I thought that I had the right position there. Whatever. So, coming up next on the channel, let's see if we can figure out what we're doing next. We're probably going to do another video game video. I'm probably going to do it on Blades of Steel, I'm guessing. Actually, I probably should be playing like the Amiga port or whatever of Blades of Steel, or like the DOS port or whatever it is I can find. We'll do that probably a little bit later, probably sometime next week. Start messing around with some of that stuff. So that's kind of what's coming up next. Then the week after that, we'll go back and we'll figure out something more to talk about in the hockey card world. And so you can see there's kind of a plan. There's sort of a plan of different types of. Good job. Yeah, I just keep pushing the same button over and over. There's kind of a plan here on the channel. Yeah, what a shot. I probably should remember to steer the goalie. This doofus that I'm with doesn't ever actually do anything. He just stands there half the time. Anyway, good times. So that's what's coming up next. Oh, I see. Okay, you can go behind the goal and then pass it that way. Gotcha. Okay. I'll try the power drink.
Here's the face-off.
This is awesome. Oh wow, he can actually go at like a normal speed now. right, get back over here. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's coming up next on the channel. We're going to do some sort of hockey card related stuff, and then we'll get back to history videos and stuff like that. See what we can find. There's a lot of really, really good topics out there to cover, but I want to try to get a little bit of everything going on. So the other thing that we're going to do is we'll do more hockey sort of sims. I am going to start playing APA Hockey again, which is something I started, said I was going to do again, then haven't done. The reason why I haven't done it is because I haven't quite had the time to do it because of all the other stuff that's going on. Oh, the super shot didn't work the way I wanted it to, but it's alright. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I still don't get it. I push the shoot button and then like nothing happens. He just winds up and does nothing. So I don't know. There's got to be something about the controls or something that I don't understand. Ah, yes, good old gratuitous violence. So this is a great game for your kids. Teaches them all sorts of useful things. Anyway, like I said, it is kind of like Arch Rivals. There's a lot more action in this game than Arch Rivals. There's a lot more things that like the machine is capable of doing. It can, you know, talk to you and stuff like that. There's a lot more voices and stuff. Arch Rivals is a pretty simple game compared to this. I'm guessing that this probably came out in like 92 or something like that, 91, 92. So I don't know. I guess we'll probably find out soon if I was right or not. But it seems to be, you know, much more advanced than the earlier games. Having said that, I don't remember ever seeing this in the arcade. It may just have been like where I was living or whatever, but I don't remember running into a machine for this. I knew a place that had an Arch Rivals machine. I think it was our roller skating rink, actually. But I can remember not necessarily playing that game that much, but just looking at the machine. Because the thing is that, you know, by the time I had money to pay for arcade games, we were already sort of deep into the world of, you know, like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, you know, like really good games. And so, you know, games like Arch Rivals is not quite the same experience. So, anyway, you can call timeout. Alright. Let's get our boost again.
Here's the face-off.
What I'll tell you is that this would probably be a really fun two-player game to play in the arcade, assuming that both of you came with like 10 bucks in quarters.
Here's the face-off.
My only complaint is that I have to control the goalie at the same time I'm controlling my guy, which kind of sucks. It's not much fun. But everything else is alright. That plus I can't get him to shoot. I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong, but yeah, he just fakes the shot the whole time. You bum. There we go. Yeah, what a shot. He's standing right in front of the net. Man, I never thought that he would be able to make that shot. There we go. Now we're tied. Knock him out, bro. So I was reading somewhere that if you knock the other player out, he ends up being injured and has to leave the game if you do it like 3 or 4 times or something like that. I don't know, maybe next time we play we can give that a try. Yeah, this game is pretty hilarious. Shoot it, bro. Anyway, there are all sorts of really cool, nice touches to this game. You can see, like, you know, the ref falling down all over the place and stuff like that. Really, if we were in the arcade, the only complaint I would have is that, you know, this game, it costs like an infinite amount of money to play. I'm thinking too much about making sure I put the quarter in. There we go. Let me push start.
You're the best.
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm not exactly all that well played and trained at this game. We had 89 shots. We lose 13-10. Yeah, very, very realistic hockey action there on your arcade machine. Anyway, so there you go. There's the arcade version of Hit the Ice. What a bizarre game. Their goalie had a 99% save percentage. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, whatever. We'll keep it as AAA. See, I'm the best in the on this machine of this game, so that's pretty good. Anyway, so there you have it. There's Hit the Ice. That was definitely an adventure, so I'm happy to be able to share this experience of playing this game for the first time with you. I'm not sure what else to say about it, so whatever. I'll do a little bit of research and we'll see if we can figure out more about it. I'll probably play this again, you know, after looking into it a little bit more, and you know, there's a bunch of other stuff that we can talk about. So there you have it. Hope you're doing well. Hope it's not too cold for you. It is really going to be cold here, so I'll keep making more of these. Talk to you later.